Hello and welcome back for another mod spotlight video. Today we are diving into the world of the new spooky Randi's Halloween premium mod. This is a mod I was very excited to check out, as it does appear to add a lot of content to the game. The mod will set you back a sum of $5 and can be played cross-platform. So let's dive into the mod and see if it is worth the price tag. Let's get straight into it. The first thing you'll be wanting to do is craft yourself the Halloween altar. This can be unlocked at level 1, requiring a few basic items to craft and will not cost you any engram points. This will be your go-to crafting station to craft all the Halloween themed cosmetics and skins from the mod. Most of the items are relatively simple to craft, however some do require some unique resources from the mod, which you will have to go out and find for yourself. So let's show you how and where you can find these items. Kicking it off with skeletons, which from my experience can be found spawning anywhere and everywhere, at least on the island map they do. They will spawn with their own weapons and depending on the difficulty of the area, will carry different or deadlier weaponry. For example, you'll find beach skeletons weaponless, jungle skeletons with pikes and bows, and in the harder areas can carry weapons like the chainsaw and bows with flame arrows. As expected, they are highly aggressive. They can be killed for a number of items, including a high quality of loot to that of the weapon they were carrying. For example, pike skeletons carrying a Halloween pike, and the chainsaw skeletons wearing scary samurai masks, which can both be looted in their death cache, which I do believe will also unlock the engram for you to craft as many as you want, but you will be able to find decent qualities by killing them. And their skull, which can be used in crafting or as a decorative item. You'll be able to chop them up for some Halloween skeleton bones, which is a valuable resource in crafting many of the cosmetic items from the Halloween altar, and you shouldn't have any trouble finding any because they spawn everywhere, very commonly. Next up we have the jack-o'-lantern. These little pumpkin pals are neutral creatures and can actually be tamed. Once again, seemingly spawning all over the map minus in caves, and a simple knockout tame preferring Halloween kibble, which I will show you how to get a hold of in just a little bit. These bad boys can be used as a shoulder pet that you can wear on your head, which will no doubt scare away your enemies. How freaky is that? But I love it. They are also breedable. You can kill them to chop them up for a bunch of pumpkin seeds and pumpkin wedges, which are used in crafting recipes. The seeds can be planted in crop plots at your base, where you'll be able to grow your own pumpkins, which is an important ingredient required in crafting many items, including ammunition for the pumpkin cannon, pumpkin grenades, and also used in recipes, which is pretty cool. I do wish there were more crops like this in the base game, and more of a variety of recipes we can craft with them. The final wild creature to showcase is the wild hut. A very strange creature, I must admit, but it is that time of year after all, so it doesn't come as much of a surprise. I actually love this thing. The wild hut is also a neutral creature and will spawn almost anywhere on the map minus beaches and caves, and also tamed via typical knockout methods. I'm actually very surprised the taming methods for these creatures is very basic. I mean, I'm not complaining. It is kind of nice after having so many new official and modded creatures with more complicated taming methods. Anyway, they also prefer Halloween kibble. Once tamed, of course, acts as a house on legs. Love to see it. You can place down a bed inside and place a variety of smaller structures in there too. A cozy little place you can call home. Just be careful when fighting any threats for these boys, as if you take on larger threats, your structures inside will no doubt take a good beating, as there's no way to place a door on the front. It can gather berries, thatch and wood with its left kick, and can harvest corpses with its right kick. Also having its own natural armor protection, which is a nice bonus. The witch's fireplace can also be found inside, which is where you can cook meat and special recipes. This is also the only place you can craft yourself a summoning elixir, which is required in summoning the boss. Using other foods to tame these creatures is pretty much a no-go. It will take forever and you will lose a lot of levels. You'll be needing to craft yourself a witch's cauldron from the Halloween altar. Once placed down, it will act as a cooking pot where you can craft the Halloween kibble and other unique recipes from the mod. So now that you have all that information under your belt, you have most likely farmed yourself enough Halloween skeleton bones and brewed yourself a summoning elixir. You'll be wanting to craft up a summoning altar, which will require more of those Halloween items and some basic resources. It's a pretty big structure and takes up a very large area. Place it down somewhere well away from your main base, as you're now ready to summon the boss Morgana Blackthorn. She will spawn onto the map wherever you summon her, which is why you want the altar to be isolated from any base or structures that you care about, because she will go ham. She can be summoned on either Gamma, Beta and Alpha difficulty, where you will have a 30-minute timer to defeat her. There are a number of things to keep in mind when battling her. You will be trapped inside a dome, so there's no option to take the fight anywhere else. She is a pretty tanky boss with around 900,000 health on Gamma, and has very strong attacks including melee attacks which can also destroy structures, a ranged rock throw attack which deals a lot of damage and even one-shot me with high quality flak armor, and lightning attacks that stun players off mounts, just to name a few. I even got stunned off a Carcharodontosaurus, so it can pretty much stun you off anything and everything. She can also summon varieties of different minions during the fight. I did read up that the minions she will summon all depends on what creatures you bring to the fight. For example, bring Gigas and Carkas, then she will summon Bone Gigas. Bring an army of Rexes and you may face Bone Rexes. Using Wyverns, Quetzals, Argentavis or most flyers will have you fighting an Alpha Bone Wyvern. Pumpkin grenades and pumpkin balls fired from the cannon will also deal bonus damage to her. I honestly don't want to ruin anything for you guys here, but she is a very difficult boss to beat and you'll definitely need the right tactics to take her down. And this is the main reason why I love this mod so much. If you do defeat her, you can chop up her body for some witch essence, and you will be rewarded with some tasty loot crates spawning on top of the summoning altar, containing a nice chunk of element and some tasty loot. The amount of element you receive depends on what difficulty you beat her on. I'm very impressed by this boss and how detailed it is. There is a lot going on and I love everything about it. You honestly can't beat it. But do I think this mod is worth the $5? Well, in my honest opinion, this is a great mod in many different ways. It does add a lot of life into your game, including some spooky new creatures. It adds a load of cool cosmetic items and structures, which I will put up a quick montage of in just a second, and brings back the nostalgia of grinding out those Halloween items, giving you something to work toward. And of course, Morgana Blackthorn is a great idea for a boss. I can really imagine something like this being a part of an official Halloween event. The whole mod seems very polished and works very well, so I was more than happy to pay $5 for this, considering Wildcard just added the new Dreadmane as a paid DLC creature for the same price, which I haven't even purchased yet, and I don't even know if I will because I don't even like the creature. But you get so much more content for the same price in this mod, and I do highly recommend it if you are a fan of Halloween and are looking for something new to try. And I'm not trying to be greedy here or anything, but I would love to see Randi or any other modders add festive mods like this for Easter and especially Christmas, because Winter Wonderland is my favorite event of the year, and I would love to see a modded take on Christmas, especially if it's anything like this. And that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe for more ARK content. And if you are interested in the MSVV Halloween mod, I'll be checking that out in my next video, which I will also be giving away free codes for. So stay tuned and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye.